All right, we have one of our instructors actually from Solex University School of Naturopathy on today, Nadya Lutz.
Now we need to be individual tuning forks, and we need to stay vibrating really high so that we can work quantumly and collectively. Do you agree that's a good idea? Yes. Okay, let's do it. Your vagus nerve is so important in that, right? That's your core, that's your center, that's your meridian, that's everything. Your vagus nerve starts at your cerebellum, right at the back of your neck. It goes all through the cranial nerves, down your throat, which is your voice and your swallowing, attaches to all your major organs, and then stops at the pelvic floor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about real life solutions that we have. It's incredible what we have. We have so many things. So I'm gonna be going like fast and furious, if that's okay with you. And you're gonna be taking screenshots and doing what you need to do, okay? First, we're gonna talk about trauma. Trauma is that disruption in the resonance, and it can cause problems with the vagus nerve and make it really weak. People can go into fight or flight instead of that rest and digest. So trauma is a disruption in resonance. And some of us only think about trauma like something big, like a car accident or a death or something like that, but it can be something so small. It can be a hangnail, right? It could be a dream. You could have a nightmare, and that could put you in fight or flight. It's kind of crazy, right? So at some point, all of us have been in that disruption and resonance. So let's find out what we can do. Your vagus nerve is the golden braid between your brain, heart, and gut. It controls everything. In your brain, did Dr. Lachelle say it? Someone said your brain only cares about your safety. And it's constantly scanning everything. Am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? And if it doesn't think you're safe, it's gonna send out all these signals. It controls your voice, your emotions. It's the anchor in your body. We have a lot of markers in our scanner, right? Under vitals, we have vagal tone, we have cortisol or stress hormones, and we also have the cranial nerve 10, vagus. I'm gonna get a little technical just so you understand where I'm going, and then we're gonna go into not technical, okay? But more importantly, you have to ask questions. Like, how are you sleeping? What's your stress level? Are you under stress, right? You have to also go with some symptoms people are having. Now, we've all had that experience where we're scanning someone and it doesn't work, right? Yeah? Which inner piece do you think is gonna work better? The guy that's angry and sitting there, this is not gonna work, this is phooey. Or the one that's like, oh yeah, let me try it, right? So you have to have a little buy-in in order to get the full effect sometimes. Keep that in mind. Don't lose faith in it. If you have those people who are like, this doesn't work, don't lose faith. Maybe we need to fix the stress level first. Here's another really nice visual of your vagus nerve. It shows how it's all interconnected. And look how many are in the digestion. And look at everything going down the neck. So what happens when the vagus nerve is happy? We'll just review it one more time. Your breath calms, your digestion regulates, and safety returns. So healing can happen. If you're in fight or flight, healing can't happen. Like, period. Can't happen. All right, I have to get a little technical so you understand why I'm gonna ask you to do some crazy things. You don't have to memorize this, okay? But these are your cranial nerves. Where do these show up? Vitals, where else? Comprehensive, sometimes body systems, right? So when you start from the front, you have that sense of smell. You have so many things for eyes. You have a lot of cranial nerves for eyes. This is taken from the top. Speech and swallowing, that's a big threat to the brain if you're losing swallowing and you're having problems with speech, or when you swallow, it's kind of like, you have to go like this a little bit. heart rate, facial expressions. We all know if someone has a stroke, sometimes you get this going on, right? So your facial nerve is really important. Swallowing, like glossopharyngeal, rest and digest. So if you took that all together, I just put which one is this. There are 5 cranial nerves for the eyes. What did we just launch? I didn't know that. Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
That just like landed in our lap. There are 5 for throat and swallowing. There are 2 for ears, and then 1 for smell. So now we get to some solution. Now we know why it's really, really important to involve the eyes, because it affects 5 cranial nerves, right? So inner voice, what do we have? We have our colored glasses, right? And playlists. Here's some really good playlists. Eye regeneration, eye remedies, homeopathic remedies. They work amazing, by the way. You can make eye drops with homeopathy. Now, it's interesting because parasites, bacteria, and viruses like to hide in your eyes. Because when you introduce herbals and other things, it doesn't affect them in your eyes. So if you have someone that has blurry vision or has floaters or has things that are coming and going or even pain, I want you to start to think about eyes. We have our AO tune. We have pineal gland, which is amazing in there. So you could take the pineal gland, you could use just your scanner, or you can use one of the transducers and go right here around the eyes or even around the eyes. How many people use AO tune? Oh my goodness. Really? That's like not even a quarter. AO tune is now one of my favorite things. It's so powerful. Since no one is using it, not enough people, I just want to review, you don't have to pick up your scanner. Pretend like this is my scanner. You can erase pain from it. You can go to wherever you have pain with your AO tune on, and you do not have to have your volume on even. And you can pull it away. You can pull your pain away. If you're having heart palpitations, obviously you don't want it to be serious, but if it's a stress palpitation, you can calm it down. You literally with your phone, you're playing your AO tune, right? Transducers are fabulous. They're amazing. They're awesome, but they're not always with you. So you do not need to do it. It's similar to inner voice. It's amazing when you use the glasses, right? You can magnify it, but you don't have to. You don't have to use it. So I want everyone, that's your homework. Everyone has to use AO tunes every day. Well, let's stick with 100 for 100 days. Okay, who's in? I'm in. All right, good. Because if not, you're missing out on a huge part of the scanner. If someone's having major issues with the eyes, I'd go to comprehensive, deselect all, and select eyes, and press scan once in the morning, and every 30 minutes, click optimize. It really works. It helps a lot. You have body systems in the nervous stand, and I love the infinity wand for the eyes. It's amazing. Okay. I am going to say this is my favorite a lot. I'm sorry. But it's actually true. Okay? So with the infinity one, I like to close my eyes. And I simply just go like this around the eyes. So I'm like... Contacts out? I like contacts out, yep. And I just go like this. And I also like to do a figure 8 around the eyes because that can optimize calcium and magnesium by doing a figure 8 around the eyes. So that's really nice as well. So I love the infinity wand for the eyes. Now, the hub is amazing, and we can actually magnify the hub by doing eye exercises. And I'll show you those in a minute. Watching the sunrise and sunset is amazing for the eyes. Walking in nature without glasses on is really good. Why do we have to not have our sunglasses on when we walk in nature? We want those sun rays to go back into the retina and produce that vitamin D, reset the whole cycle, the sleep cycle, right? Circadian rhythms, yes. Okay, can I turn it? Okay. Why do we need to do eye exercises? 5 cranial nerves are dedicated to the eyes, right? Can you please stand up if you do regular eye exercises daily? Oh, I'm so excited. Woo, let's give it a plan. There were 5 people that stood up. That's awesome. What do we do when our eyes go bad? We do glasses, which makes them what? Our eyes get worse. They get worse. So if you have some vision issues, do you think it's a threat to your brain? Could you see a predator coming? Could you see if you're going to fall? So it's a big threat to the amygdala. And that's going to take your vagus nerve and go, wah, 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 we've got a threat. And we're trying to reduce threats and reduce inflammation. So eye exercises aren't fun, which is why most people don't do them. So I'd like everyone, watch me first, and we'll do it together. I'm going to have you put your fingers like this in a minute. And you can't move your head, don't cheat, okay? Because this is what happens, and I do it too. Oh yeah, this is easy. Okay, so you don't move your head. I like to hold my chin at first, and you take your eyes all the way to one side and then all the way to the other side, and you're like, holy moly, what's happening? So let's try it. Put your fingers out like this. Focus on one finger. Try to cuticle or something. Don't move your chin, and then go to the other cuticle. And then go back, and make sure to breathe, because you're going to hold your breath. And if that's easy, pull them away. Make it challenging. Woo, that is a workout, isn't it? Did you do it? Now go up and down and do the same thing. These lights are bright up here. Again, if it's easy, go up higher. If it's not, come in. And then, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you go to all the angles, like this. So you're getting in, bless you, all of those cranial nerves. And then after you do eye exercises, you rub your hands together and you reset them. You put your warm palms on and you just do a couple of deep breaths. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So I like to have my clients do this when they're brushing their teeth. Why is that? They do it every day. You're habit stacking, right? So what I have them do is get those small sticky notes, the colorful ones, and put them in the corners of their mirror. Right? So you could be brushing away and doing your eye exercises, and your mouth's going to do all sorts of crazy things to try to help. Okay? But then you're getting at least 2 minutes a day of eye exercises in, and so you're upgrading your brain. Fun, right? Okay, let's move on to throat and swallowing. 5 cranial nerves were involved in this one, right? Again, we have some playlists. The AO-tuned throat chakra is so amazing. How many people know that they have a limiting belief or trapped emotion in their throat? I think everyone should have their hand up, right? We've all been told as a 2-year-old to sit down and shut up. Right? At some point, we've been told that, right? Women have been suppressed in particular throughout the years, right? Yeah. So the throat chakra is really, really important. And then in comprehensive, what I like to run for swallowing and throat are the muscles. So again, you could deselect all, and then you could select neck, nerves, head, brain, thyroid, down through the throat, and veins of the head, so you're getting the cranial nerves. And then lasers, we could use the lasers, or we could use the infinity wand on the throat, right? So it's just like this. The hub is amazing. I love to do, I'm going to show you a crazy photo at the end, and no one's allowed to take a picture of that because it's me. I love to hum with the hub, and I do eye exercises in there. I can't do it the entire time because my brain is like, whoa, what do I pay attention to? But you can stack all these things in, and I know it's crazy because you're going to see a picture, but let's just pretend that this is a laser. I like to do up the nose with the laser in the hub also, and then the throat. See how you can like stack all these things for your brain just to go crazy? You can do tongue exercises also. I'm not going to go over that right now. Swallowing exercises are fabulous. We're always taking sips of water, right? Let's try that together. I want you to take a tiny, tiny sip. Trust me, you don't want a big sip. And I want you to try to swallow 5 consecutive times. So you have to modulate how much water goes down your throat. Raise your hand if you got more than 3. Good job. Who got 5? Excellent. This is fabulous. We know how important, yeah, a lot of people choke. It's normal. It's totally normal to choke on that one, right? Because our tongue and we have to how much that we allow to swallow. We're taking sips of water all day, right? So you could start with that. Okay, now we're gonna do something fun. We're gonna gargle. Tiny, tiny sips so you don't like spray your neighbor. You're gonna get to know your neighbor really well soon. Come on, don't leave me hanging. There we go. Woo, you guys are good garglers. Wow. Imagine that with AO tunes on your throat, right? Hey, I'm sexy. Okay, and then we have smell. That was 1, but it is important because our amygdala wanted to know if there was a fire, right? We wanted to know if our food was rotten. And we have our essential oils, which are just fabulous. And now we have a diffuser on top of it. So I like to have it stack this also, right? While I'm doing the hub or I'm doing everything else. Anything we can do to make the brain pay attention will help. We can literally light up our cranial nerves just like we can light up the world. You guys don't seem excited again. I mean, like, really? I like this stuff. Okay, good. Well, I'm not going to review this because we already reviewed it, right? But look, now, I actually sent a message and say, now tell me if we're having more red light things on here so I can put them on here, but Shelby didn't want to tell me. But now we have a lot more things, right? Okay, let's finish up with the wand. This can be done with the wand or with the lasers. This is what I call the central nervous system reset. And I love to do this before I work with people. Again, we know why now, right? If your central nervous system is off, can you heal? So what should you work on first? Your brain, your central nervous system, right? Okay, super easy. The cranial nervous system reset with our wonderful terahertz wand. Up the nose. Yes, it's uncomfortable at first. Yes, you can do it. Yes, it's uncomfortable and it's okay. Right? You can mouth breathe. It's okay. Okay? Up the nose, eyes, with no glasses, obviously, ears, throat, and I like to throw in right behind here, right at the cerebellum, right? Because everything goes up your spine, up the back of your head, and forward. So if you get that cerebellum, you're getting it right at the beginning of all the nervous system. How much in each area? It depends. How much time do you have? Right? I typically do this whole thing within a minute, but I do it every day. If you're going to do it once a month, maybe 20 minutes, right? Yeah. So it really depends. So where do we look in the nervous system? Or these are critical. We already looked. We have to have minerals, and we have to have minerals that are imbalanced. Anything is going to throw off our nervous system. So this is really important to look here. Omega-3s are fabulous for any neurodegenerative issue, concussions. It floods the cranial nerves, the omega-3s. And remember I told you that viruses, bacteria, and parasites love to live in the cranial nerves? They don't like omega-3s. We have an omega-3 solution for that, right? Now, your amino acids They're your sparks of your nervous system. So pay attention to those when you're working with someone. And look what we have. We have our cell salts. This is a wonder. I mean, you can use all the cell salts because we're all deficient in cell salts, but these are the top 5 that I love to spark the nervous system. And everyone knows we can make these, right? I know we have some new people. If you don't know, go out onto Solex official site because we can make this, which is mind-blowing. Can I turn? Okay. Again, what were we going for? We're going for that inner peace so that our frequencies land and our frequencies magnify in our body. If we have that dysresonance in our body and we're putting resonance in, they're going to clash and they're not going to work as well. We have flowers. I love our flowers. I love Rescue Remedy, rock rose, elm. Fringed violet is so beautiful. Look at it down there. Croweia. Can I turn? No? So what about if you infused your water with this and then gargled? What do you think would happen? Yeah? Think your brain would like it? What about if you infused some rose water and sprayed it on your face and then wanded? You think your face would like it? What about if you had a bright in that mixture? All right, I feel like we have gone over this a lot, right? Mind sync is so powerful for vagus nerve reset. You've heard almost everyone say that, right? Mind sync, mind sync. Why is that? Changes our whole brain, right? If someone's up here saying this is not going to work, is it going to work as well? No. And so my husband doesn't really believe in frequencies. That's my dirty little secret. And my daughter thinks crystals are evil. Do I try to change their mind? No. Let them. It's okay. When they're ready, they'll come. Right? So don't get caught up if people are saying, oh, that doesn't work. It's okay. It works for me. I'm not in the business of trying to convince somebody. If someone's ready, they're ready. The breathing for that vagus nerve, it calms the central nervous system. You could do, 4-4, 4-4. That box breathing that we practiced was amazing, 4-7-8. Something to note, though, when you do nostril breathing, it calms the central nervous system down. Because if you think about it, when we were being chased way back when by a saber-toothed tiger, it's like, right? We're mouth breathing. And that's what happens when people get in a panic mode. It's like, so remind them, breathe in the nose, out the nose to calm the central nervous system down. And we want the ribs to move. I think the latest study is 95% of people use this much of their lungs, and the oxygen exchange happens at the bottom. So we have to move the ribs. You have to move the fascia in between the ribs. And what sits in our ribs? Our heart. We can literally massage our ribs with our breathing, right? Or massage our heart with our breathing and our ribs. Okay, so here are some mind sync affirmations for calming the central nervous system. I am safe. That is a really good one, isn't it? Because when you're in fight or flight, your brain doesn't feel safe. I'm grounded. I'm centered. I'm aligned. So we can't talk about the vagus without talking about what? Digestion. Everyone understands why, right? If your brain isn't happy, your gut's not happy. If your gut's not happy, your brain's not happy. If mom is not happy, exactly. If Shelby's not happy, just saying. Okay. Are your drainage pathways open? We're going to get it out of the way. You ready? We're going to say poop. Poop, poop, poop. poop. Come on, poop, 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 poop. We need to talk about poop. Turn to your neighbor and ask them right now if they poop today, please. Okay, ready? Other neighbor. Get personal. Other neighbor. Other someone else. Okay, ready? Okay, stop, please. I know it's fun to talk about poop now. Ask them, ready? Please turn again and ask if they were deer pellets, smushy, or bananas. Deer pellets, smushy, or bananas. Okay, ready? 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 Ask them how many times a day they poop. Okay. Why do I want to ask those questions? Why is it important? If we're not pooping, if we're not eliminating, what's happening? We're a brewery, right? Everything's sitting in there, and we're creating alcohol. We're fermenting. Your brain doesn't know the difference whether you had a bottle of wine or you have a little microbrewery in here. I'm serious. You're going to get brain fog, right? Pooping is so important, and yet it's taboo to talk about. We have to talk about it. We have to open up our drainage pathways. If you answered yes to any one of these things, you need to work on your drainage pathways. It's stagnant. Make sense? Okay. Well, that was fun. Okay. So we have so many things that we can do for our gut, because we have that gut-brain axis. It influences our cranial nerves, our neurotransmitters, our cortisol, our behavior. All of these things are amazing. Okay, let's talk about the best areas to apply AO tunes for the vagus nerve. I love in front or behind the ears, because we saw those cranial nerves, right? They come down like this, the facial nerve, glossopharyngeal, trigeminal nerve. Anyone who has grinding of the teeth, that's fabulous. Sternum right here. Sacrum, lower spine. If someone is constantly, they're not grounded enough or they can't get outside enough, if they're in bed and they can't, you can do it on their feet. Super amazing. You can go directly on the chakras. And remember, do we need to touch the body for this to work? No. If I have it on my phone, do I need to touch my body? No, we learned about the biofield, right? How far out does the biofield go? Forever. Forever. So we can come off of our body, which is super cool. Okay, these are my favorite tuning forks for the central nervous system and the vagus reset. I'm not going to read it. You can just take a photo and do it. Let me know when I can turn. Let's switch over to traditional Chinese medicine. So, right between the eyebrows, super important for calming the mind, reducing anxiety, insomnia. It can reset the vagus nerve. Right on top of the head. Who overthinks here occasionally? Right? I know I've talked to about 10 or 12 people who have dizziness right now. Yeah? Right here. Vertigo seems to be on the rise right now. Yeah. Right here. Right where your wrist meets your palm. You don't have to get fancy with any names. Just apply pressure. This is really good for emotional regulation. If someone's in fight or flight, it can calm down heart palpitations. Great for stress, insomnia. And then if you go 3 fingers down, you continue down. Super good if you have nausea. When we went on the Day of Discovery trip in the Dominican, my husband and I were on this field trip, and we got in a bus at 6 a.m. We're going to be on the bus all day until like 11 p.m. or 9 p.m., something like that. And I never get car sick, but I was in there 5 minutes into the trip. I started having nausea. Didn't have internet, didn't have cell service, didn't have my oils. So I was pushing right here. It works really well. And you've seen those nausea bands, right? They sell for the boats and they have a point, so it's right there. So what can we do? We can do Cepheid dots. We can do the wand. We can do the lasers. We can do the transducers. We have so many options. And we have all of these options. When I do these, I like to prime them first, so you can just do a little rub, do a couple of breaths, and then put the laser on there. Works really well. Tap maybe on the top of the head, wand or laser. Just kind of wakes up your brain. You've all seen athletes like at the Olympics or something, and they rub their quads before they run or they sprint. Why do you think they're doing that? They're telling their brain, hey, get ready, right? So it's the same type of thing. Hey, get ready. Okay, the hub. I can't believe I can't even talk a long time about this. Super important. If it's not on your bucket list, like it's been said, make sure to do it because it can really calm the central nervous system, supports emotional balance, cognitive habits, retrains those loops. Okay, I'm going to turn it. Infinity mat. I love the infinity mat. It's passive. It's so amazing. I literally work on it all day. Yeah. Okay, I'm turning it. Don't take a picture of this. I'm just kidding. This is literally what I do on the hub. This is literally what I do. 1064 up the nose on my infinity mat. Look what I do. Look what happens. Okay, this was my new favorite, but now I'm going to have other favorites, right? So I had this here and this on my stomach while I'm doing the hub. Why do you think I did that? Brain gut, you get a bonus. Brain gut connection. If you 1064 here, 1064 here, 1064 here, you're lighting up your body, right? I'm doing inner voice, I'm doing mind sync, I'm visualizing my affirmations, I'm humming, I'm doing eye exercise. It's a process, let me tell you. When I start doing this, my whole family's just like, I'm out. I'm serious. Everyone just leaves, except the dog. The dog loves me. The dog loves me and my woo-woo self. Healing happens between bodies, not just inside them. You are the frequency keeper, and you are the medicine. Yeah? Thank you for syncing with me. Our resonance ripples way beyond this moment.
Hi, I'm Melinda Love, a Solex quantum living advocate. The AO scan is advanced bioresonance frequency technology that we can use to scan and balance our energy anytime, anywhere, right from our own device. To learn more about this quantum wellness tool that's changing lives, go to aoscanqla.com. On this page, I provide you information about how it works, the 40 plus years of science behind it, and how it came to be. Information about the programs that you will receive access to with your subscription, diagrams, videos on how the scans work and what benefits you might receive. You'll find pricing information, a video about how to sign up, and my favorite product bundle that you can use to amplify your results with the technology. You'll also see real transformation stories and testimonials from other users. Check the video description for direct links, related videos, and how to contact me. I invite you to join the Solex community and start scanning and receiving the benefits of frequencies today. Thanks for watching.